Hello children, today we are going to start another topic of the life processes, excretion. So children, what we had studied already in the life processes is that nutrition, respiration and transportation. So what you got to know from these previous life processes is that whenever we need the energy, that energy comes through the process of nutrition. We are taking that energy in the form of food, and that food when it break down in your body with the help of oxygen, so that process is actually respiration, and due to that we get the energy. Now that energy should be transported or it will go to all part of the body by a system. That system is actually the transportation. So this is the coordination between the nutrition, respiration and transportation. Now what happened when the cells of your body and each part of your body is using that energy by the with the help of a transport system. So after that what happens, whatever is the use that is used in the form of energy. Now remaining that is not required in the body is actually a waste. So that waste should be go out from the body, and for that there is a one process, there is a system participate in living organism that we call as a excretion. So here we are going to discuss about the excretion, especially about the human excretory system. How what is the structure of the human excretory system, how many organs participate in that, along with that what is the mechanism by that this excretory system removing the waste material from your body, so that we will discuss in this video. Excretion is what? Excretion is a biological process by which an organism removes harmful metabolic waste from the body. The mode of excretion, if you talk about the mode of excretion, is a different, or it's a common in a unicellular as well as multicellular organism. So you can say it is different, because unicellular organism, you know very well now, unicellular means the organism is made up of a single body. So the waste is just going out from the body by that cell only, and the simple process involved in that is the diffusion. For example, in amoeba and paramecium, if we talk about the how the waste is going outside, the waste produced by the cellular metabolism are diffused into the surrounding water through the general body surface. So that is a way by that unicellular organism excrete their waste material. But when we talk about the multicellular organism, so multicellular organism is having a specialized organ for the excretion. Children, please remember here I am mentioning some of the excretory organ. So for example, if I am talking about the planaria, so excretory organ is a flame cell. If we talk about the earthworm, so that is a nephridia participate in the excretion. If we talk about the that earthworm, so in that case there is a flame cell again participate in that. If we talk about the insects or the if we talk about the arthropoda, there is a participation of the Malpighian cells. So there are the certain specialized organ for the removal of the waste material from the body. Now how this waste material go out is all the forms are same, because when the waste material is going out from the body, from the living organism, it is actually a nitrogenous waste. So how this nitrogenous waste come into the body? Obviously it is come from the breakdown of the food. So it is actually a nitrogenous waste and it should go out. So it should go out in from the body by the three different form. It is maybe it is in the form of urea, maybe it is in the form of uric acid, or maybe it is in the form of ammonia. So it depends on the different type of habitat where the organisms are living. So, children, this is a very important information regarding the excretory products or excretory form, in that the organisms are removing out their waste. So you can see over here, if we talk about the protein, actually protein is made up of a basic component, that is amino acid. Same with the nucleic acid, it is made up of a nitrogenous waste. So when the substance are going to be, these are the things that comes into the body as a form of food also. So when it comes, that time it is going to be break by the process of nutrition. It will go to the body by a process transportation of cells are using that, and in return the things that are not useful for them is the nitrogenous waste. Because these, if you talk about the amino acid, if we talk about the nitrogenous waste, actually which group is there, that is a amino group. Now this is a harmful waste things, so this should go out. How this disposal of nitrogenous waste take place in different organisms, so that is a different way, a different compound in that these waste is going out from the different organisms. For example, if we talk about the fishes, so mostly aquatic animals, you can say, or including many fishes also, when they release their nitrogenous waste, they always release in the form of ammonia. So animals are known as a ammoniotelic, right? If we talk about the us, mammals, amphibians, shark, and some bony fishes, so they release their waste material in the form of urea. So we are urotelic animals. If we talk about the birds, insects, many reptiles, land snails, they release their waste material or remove out their waste material in the form of uric acid, and they are known as a uricotelic animals. So on the basis of the waste material, animals are different animals. You can keep animals in a different category, that is ammonotelic, urotelic, and uricotelic. So this is the different form of the waste material. So this is the excretory system of humans. So if we talk about the excretory system, how many parts by that the system is made up of, you know very well. If we talk about the system, it means we are talking about the combination of organs. So how many organs are participating in the formation of an excretory system? That is, you can see over here, this is a pair of kidney, right? Left kidney, right kidney, a pair of kidney, a pair of ureter, a urinary bladder, and urethra. So by these are the parts by that basically excretory system is made up of. Simply again I repeat it. What is it? A pair of kidney, a pair of ureter, bladder, and urethra. So these are the main organ by that excretory system is made up of. Now if we talk about the kidney, so where the kidneys are located, so kidneys are located in the abdomen. A pair of kidney is actually located where? In the abdomen region and on the either side of the backbone. So this is the location of the kidney. Now what is the, if you see the internal structure, that is not much in your syllabus, but broadly we can say kidney is having a two part. Outer region of the kidney, like outer one is known as the cortex, and inner towards the arteries, it is known as the medulla. And kidney is having each kidney of the human excretory system is having a filtering unit that we call as a nephron, and nephron is the functional unit of the excretory system. So what is the role of kidney? Now you see over here, a kidney is having a artery that is known as a renal artery. You can see left renal artery, left renal vein. So these same with the right renal artery, right renal vein. So this is what, this is the arteries and veins that is coming to the kidney. What happens actually, the blood which is having a nitrogenous waste, that where blood brings to the kidney through this artery, and nephrons that is present in the kidney that will filter that will purify that, or you can say that blood is filtering through the nephron, and the nitrogenous waste that is present in the blood that will separate from the blood and comes to the kidney. So this is the role of kidney. Clean blood go back to the body by the renal vein. Children, please remember it. When the blood is coming, the nitrogenous waste containing blood is coming in the kidney, it will come through the renal artery, and after the filtration, without nitrogenous waste containing blood go back from the kidney by the renal vein. So please remember it, what is the difference between the renal artery and renal vein. Now after that, what happens when the filtration means urine formation or the nitrogenous waste come into the kidney, that will come in the form of urine. Actually what happens in the kidney, there is a formation of the urine, and that urine is stored and it will come by this pair of a long tubular structure that we call as a ureter, and from that ureter that urine is going to stay where in the bladder, and after that when the bladder is going to be full, so that time the muscles and sphincter muscles will open and it will pass out from your body. So this is basically the structure of the human excretory system. So this is one of the activity that I have given you in this video. When these things come, this picture will come in front of you. That time you have to see this activity. What is that? This is a diagram of the excretory system. In that I have given a certain points that you have to label. What is the different part of the excretory system, that you have to remind yourself what I have told you in the previous slide. So by that you will again going to be revise this, what is the what are the different parts of the excretory system, and this is a two arteries and veins are coming, that you have to know the name of that, and the long tubular structure that is coming out from the kidney, what is the name of that, and after that what is going to be stored, and where the nitrogenous waste is going to store that part, what is the name of that part, and the opening by that the nitrogenous waste, or you can say urine, will go out from the body, that part, what is the name of that part. So you will go through that. If you will go through that, you will again recall the things that I have told you. So functional unit means the basic part that participate in the removal of the nitrogenous waste from the living organism is actually what? That is the excretory system. In that the functional part is or functional unit is the nephron. As I told you that nephrons, millions of nephrons are present where in each kidney, and these are participating in the removal of the nitrogenous waste from the body. So what are nephrons? How does it function? So that we have to know. So before the function, what we have to know? We have to know the structure of the nephron. So nephron is what? Nephron is a microscopic structure and functional unit of the kidney. It is made up of two things basically, a renal corpuscle, this is a renal corpuscle, and the long tubular structure that we call as a renal tubule. So renal corpuscle is having a tuft of a capillaries. The blood vessels is coming to this that we call as a glomerulus, and it is enclosed by a cup-shaped structure that we call as a Bowman capsule. Again, children, I am repeating. So what is that? The renal corpuscle is a structure that is having a bunches of blood vessels and a cup-shaped structure. So bunches of blood vessel is known as a glomerulus, and that cup-shaped structure is known as a Bowman capsule. So this is what? This is a renal corpuscle. Along with that, this is going to be continue with a long tubular structure that we call as a renal tubule. You can see in this diagram what is that when the renal tubule is extending from the corpuscle, it is a most convoluted structure. You can see over here, this is a tubular part. So from again this is going to be extended in this U-shaped structure. This is a U-shaped structure, yellow part that I am showing. This is a U-shaped structure, and after that again it is going to be a convoluted. So when the renal tubule coming out from the Bowman capsule, so that convoluted part of the renal tubule is known as the proximal convoluted tubule. Again I repeat children, this is the part that is coming out from the Bowman capsule is the proximal convoluted tubule, and after that it is going to be extended in the U-shaped structure. This is a U-shaped part of the renal tubule, so that we call as a Henle loop, and after that again it is going to be convoluted, that is known as the distal convoluted tubule, and this renal tubule is going to be submerged, or it is going to be connect with the duct. That duct is known as a collecting duct. So what is that? Basically if we talk about the structure, so this is the structure. What is the structure? Bowman capsule, glomerulus, the renal artery is coming, and that renal artery, when the renal artery is coming, that is coming with the nitrogenous containing blood. That blood will filter through this glomerulus. It will come to the Bowman capsule, and the remaining without nitrogenous carrying blood will go to the body by the renal vein, and after that the filtrate will come out to the renal tubule, and that filtrate finally collect to the collecting duct, and this collecting duct is going to open where? Into the ureter. So basically this is the part, this kind of structure that I am saying, this is a nephron actually. So these kind of millions of these kind of structure present where? In the kidney, and they are doing what? They are filtering the blood, forming the urine. That urine will collect by the from the nephron into the collecting duct, and from the collecting duct it will come to the ureter. From the ureter it will come to the bladder, and in bladder that urine is going to be stored, and finally it will go out in the form of urine by the urethra. So this is the actually a structure of a nephron. And children, please remember, when we are talking about the nephron, basically they are participating in the formation of a urine because the nitrogenous waste that we are having in our body, it will go out from the body in the form of urine. So this is the basic role of nephron. So this is a basic, this is one of the diagram that I am showing children over here. So this is again a very clear diagram of the nephron you can see. So nephron is what? Nephron, I have told you, it is made up of a corpuscles and tubule. Now you can see over here, this is what? This is a corpuscle. Means there is a bunches of blood vessels. That bunches of blood vessel is known as a glomerulus. Then it is having a cup-shaped structure that we call as a Bowman capsule. And the extended part is known as a proximal convoluted tubule. It is followed by a U-shaped structure that we call as a Henle loop or loop of nephron, and it is going to be extended into again a convoluted part that is going to be attached with the collecting duct. So that tubular part of the renal tubule is known as the distal convoluted tubule, and this is going to be attached with the collecting duct, and this collecting duct is going to be open where? Into the ureter. So this is the actual part of the or you can say actual structure, a very clear diagram of the nephron. Now children, listen very carefully what I'm trying to say you. When there is a formation of a urine, means when the nitrogenous waste containing blood coming into the nephron or by the renal artery into the nephron. Basically in the kidney, what is there? There is a nephron. So in the nephron, blood is coming by the renal artery and it will take by these bunches of blood vessels that we are saying glomerulus. So what happens, there is a filtration, means that nitrogenous waste come inside of the nephron and the without nitrogenous containing blood will go back to the body. So that process means the separation of the nitrogenous waste from the blood. That process is known as filtration. So that is the first step in the urine formation. Okay, so is it clear to everyone what I am saying? I am saying the first step for the formation of the urine is filtration. Actually, when there is a formation of a urine in the kidney, so that comes that complete actually in a 3-step, that is a filtration, reabsorption and the secretion. So what is the meaning of filtration, reabsorption and secretion? If we talk about, so it is like that. First step is the filtration, and in filtration what happens actually, when the nitrogenous waste containing blood will come, it will filter through the glomerulus and the filtrate will come inside of the Bowman capsule, that we call as a filtration. And after that what happens, when the filtration is take place, actually almost 180 liter blood is filtering each day from the kidney. So among that 180 liter filtrate, just 1.5 liter we are excreting. 1.5 you can say, or 2 liter you can say maximum, we are excreting from your body, means the removal of the waste in the form of nitrogen, that we are saying this is the urine that is going out outside from the body is a maximum 2 liter, and the kidney is filtering how much, 180 liter. So the maximum part that is coming in the form of filtrate from this filtration is actually a water and some useful substance also. So that water is going to be reabsorbed, or some important substance is also going to be reabsorbed from this renal tubule part. So that is the reabsorption. So that is the second step of the urine formation, that we call as a reabsorption. Means some way, and after that what happens, because when the urine is passing, it is passing in a concentrate form. So reabsorption is the second step of the urine formation. Now what happens when the reabsorption take place, during that time there is a certain things will go back into the body. Now again when the filtrate is passing from this renal tubule, there is a certain harmful ions you can say, or you can say to maintain the pH of the urine, there is a secretion of the certain ions from this tubular wall of this renal tubule. That process is known as a secretion. And after secretion what happens, the concentrated form of the urine is going to be collect in this collecting duct. So this is the principal 3-step. By that there is a formation of urine take place in the nephron. First is the filtration, second one is the reabsorption, and third one is the secretion. And overall what we can say, urine formation is equivalent to filtration, reabsorption and the secretion. So now you can see in this diagram what happens. The blood is coming, the blood again and again children, I am saying the nitrogenous waste containing blood. I am not saying pure or impure blood, because when we are talking about the pure and impure blood, actually that time we are talking about the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. blood. So here I am talking about the waste containing blood. So this is what dirty blood you can say, or blood containing waste will come to the glomerulus. From the glomerulus it is going to be filtered. The filtrate contain comes to the Hohmann capsule, and that filtrate is containing what? Glucose, amino acid, salt, water and urea. So what happens? It will pass from the tubule, and it is passing from the tubule. What happens? All the glucose, amino acid, most salt, most of the water is going to be reabsorbed in blood here. And when these things are going to be reabsorbed, what is not going to reabsorb? That is a urea, because we have to excrete our waste material in the form of urea. And again, after reabsorption, that filtrate is running into this renal tubule, passing from the Henle loop, come to the distal convoluted tubule. And when it is going to be when it is going by the distal convoluted tubule, there is a secretion of the certain ions to maintain the p ionic concentration, and that process is a secretion. And that urine, means concentrated form of the urine, is going to be collect where? Into the collecting duct. It will, this collecting, all the collecting duct from the kidney will open into the ureter, and that in the form of urine, that nitrogenous waste come into the bladder. So this is the urine formation mechanism, or you can say formation and removal of the urine in the nephron. So this is the way. So you know now, kidney is very important part for the removal of the waste substance from your body. So you can say like this way, kidneys are a very vital or important organ for the survival. But what happens actually, children? Several factors such as infections, injury or restricted blood flow to the kidneys reduce the normal activities of the kidney, and this lead to the accumulation. If kidney is not going to work properly, what happens? It is the number of a poisonous substance or waste is going to be accumulated in the body, and that can lead to the death. So there is a one artificial way, or there is an artificial process by that we can manage the removal of the waste thing from your body. That is what? That is a artificial kidney. An artificial kidney is a device actually used to remove the waste products from the blood through a dialysis. So that process is actually known as a hemodialysis. And in that case, what happens? Then artificially kidney can be used. So that I am saying, and it is what it is doing. It is doing the same work that is doing in your body by the kidneys. So artificial kidneys, you know very well, kidneys is having a numerous number of millions of nephron. So in artificial kidney also there is a contain a number of tubules which is semi-permeable lining suspended in a tank filled with a dialyzing fluid. So there are the number of what? There are the number of you can say there are the number of semi-permeable lining, and actually what they are doing, they are working as a nephron. Right. So in this diagram you can see that line from the artery to the pump, means from this the nitrogenous waste is coming to where? To the dialyzing apparatus. This is the chamber that is filled with the dialyzing solution, and the other semi-permeable membrane. So blood is going to be filtered, and it will collect to where? Collect to the these solution. So basically what happens in artificial kidney, they contains a number of tubes with a semi-permeable membrane or lining suspended in a tank filled with a dialyzing fluid. This fluid has the same osmotic pressure as the blood. except that it is devoid of a nitrogenous phase such as urea. Now during the procedure of the dialysis, patient blood is passed, you can see in this diagram, patient blood is passed through these tubes. As the blood passes, the waste products from the blood move into the dialyzing fluid by the diffusion, and the purified blood is pumped back into the patient body. You can see over here by this. So what happens, the blood is filtering and the pure blood is going back to the body. So the dialyzing unit allow the blood to run along one side of the cellophane membrane, and the dialyzing fluid is opposite direction. This is generally actually done to maintain the concentration gradient between the patient, this process, this setup. So this is generally done to maintain the concentration gradient between the patient bloods and the dialyzing unit. So this is the function and structure of the artificial kidney. If you want to know, okay, what is the difference between the artificial kidney and the natural kidney? So artificial is kidney different from the natural kidney as the process of reabsorption. Now you can see in this, as a reabsorption does not take place in the artificial kidney. Normally, as I told you earlier also, in a healthy adult, the initial filtrate is about to 180 liter. However, the volume actually excreted is a 1 to 1.8, or you can say 2 liter, and this happens because the remaining filtrate is reabsorbed into the tubules of the kidney. So this does not happen in the artificial kidney. So this is actually the difference between the artificial kidney and the natural kidney. Patients are advised for the kidney transplantation when the kidney's failure cannot be treated by the dialysis. So when the dialysis is also not going to work out, that time there is a patients are recommended for the transplantation of the kidney. So this is all about the process of excretion. What is the different parts by that, or organs by that the excretory system is made up of. What is the function unit of the excretory system, that I have told you, nephron. What is the structure of the nephron, and how does the nephron work for the formation of urine, that I have told you in this video. And after that, when the urine form, where it will collect, from where it will pass, and how it will go out from your body, that also I have told you. If the kidney is not going to function properly, so there is a alternative way that we call as a hemodialysis, or the artificial kidney. By that, a patient can survive or work properly in his or her life, so that by the artificial kidney. And if dialysis also not going to work out, there is another procedure that we call as a transplantation of kidney. So this is all about the excretory system, or you can say excretion in human beings. So I hope you will get it very properly and you will go it very thoroughly. Again, we will meet in the next video with the excretion in plants.